Planned Parenthood is not just for people who want to have abortions. They provide so many other just medical care when it comes to contraception, cancer screenings, pregnancy testing, and your health and well-being as a woman. And so I feel for anybody who's going to be affected by this,
going there.
That they want to qualify to the centers, and they're
Roger.
being shut down. So listen.
Report spotted.
Right now, and it's crazy to me how on one hand Trump administration is like, oh, we'll be a mother, it's like $5,000 if you have kids, but then you're gonna cut Medicaid or Planned Parenthood. It just looks like
Waiting orders. Roger. There are some infected around here.
I think that's very important to note that they really don't care about us. I'm trying to control what women do and how we access care, which is so.
Receive it.
When we come back from our 3-minute juice break, you guys, I do want to get into the 2 police officers
Roger.
who were shot last night on 24.
Waiting orders.
And
Roger. Reporting. There are some infected around here.
Avenue, on 25th and Garfield Avenue, because I want to know what you guys
Infected incoming.
and we get back on how the city moves forward when it comes to police and
There are some infected around here. Search done. Reporting. Roger. We're on the move. We're under attack! Take him down!
Oh, y'all would let this motherfucker kill y'all. That shit weaken the bitch, dog. God.
Search done.
Take y'all goopy asses back. Y'all all took a loss, y'all deserve
Infected
it.
incoming. Building clear. Report spotted.
Most people don't know the state sends and represents the state sends where their functions are state government.
No more to find. Infected incoming.
Ask a person who their company supervisor is and the ones that shrug their shoulders. Also, most people get engaged. We're in the world of if we don't know the functions of our government, they're in place for us. And we are really equipped for what is going to happen to this nation for the next few years. All they have to do is unsophisticated folks with mass prices and cheap
Clear.
information and something working relates
Infected incoming.
For us, don't think about your criminal prosecutions, don't think about our cases, don't think about all of this conduct in the courts.
No more to find.
We're also going to get to the FBI. We're also going to get anything.
On my way. There are some infected around here.
We're going to share this nation from the top to the bottom, all in favor of a handful of folks. This tell people that immigrants
There's nothing left.
And then he would want Swami, who want us, will bring in the most highly trained inmates this nation has ever seen. Why? Because Americans are being wise. But believe me, every public school children
Search done.
just know what just in Wisconsin,
Waiting orders. Waiting orders. Report spotted.
Listen to the truth. We serve with weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Waiting orders. Another one incoming.
That's got the left shoulder block, so that's up and down.
We're on the move.
17th Street, all the way out to London. Southbound 41, happy for the South Abington Avenue, all the way down to
Infected incoming.
the northbound side is going down from Buckley Airport up to Chloride, and then northbound 43 side from Wolf's Boat. I checked the TMJ for smoky forecast today. Isolated morning showers.
Roger. Clear.
Sun in the afternoon. High up.
On my way. Waiting orders.
CMG Traffic Center at Mendon Hospital, 17 True.
This is General Chips on 117 the True Facts.
Roger.
Juicy Chandler's right away.
On my way.
Rise and grind, people.
Receive it.
No time to waste.
Ready for action.
Welcome back, everybody. If you were waking up to Jana with Juice, and make sure you guys are on our YouTube page at 117 The Truth. You guys can watch us do the show live with the full experience of Jana with Juice and interact with us in the chat. And I'm about to start this conversation about the
We're on the move.
events that happened last night with two Milwaukee police officers who were shot during 25th in Garfield. So he's getting guys story into the words of Fox 6 News. So two Milwaukee police officers were shot and injured near 25th in Garfield on Thursday night, June 26th. Now, what we know as of right now is the Milwaukee Police Department responded near 25th in Garfield around 9 p.m. for a report of a suspect with a weapon. Said it got upgraded to shots fired while officers were on the way, and upon arrival, they were unexpectedly struck in an alley. Walker noted that officers were unable to return fire at the suspect. She said they are still seeking the known suspect at this time. The two officers were taken to Frater Hospital, and the Milwaukee Police Association said that they have long roads ahead of them. One was the 29-year-old officer with just over 6 years of experience on the job, and he suffered, or she suffered, one of them suffered from non-life-threatening injuries, and then the 32-year-old officer also is a critical condition. So, a lot of people were upset tonight, or last night, obviously, because this is not anything that is brand new. Four police officers have been shot in 2025 so far, all of them in the last couple of months, because the first one we had talked about back on February 12th Avenue when
Operator. Search done.
a rifle that was during
Going there.
So that suspect died in a shootout with those officers, and then just
Building clear.
like 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago,
No more to find.
another officer
Search done.
in a shootout while pursuing an armed suspect into
Going there.
and so that
Hostiles inbound.
and it was recovering and it was
We're not alone here.
safe. But
Horde inside.
that one of the issues that she feels like is
Take him down.
she said the problem is too many people have guns. I can put an officer on every single corner, and that will not eliminate the amount of guns in the hands of the people that should have them.
Clear.
Johnson was also on the scene, and he said it's a very sad day. No officer
Going there.
person in law enforcement should ever be fired upon. And he said it is never okay. It is
Reporting.
never appropriate. And so I think it's
Clear.
important to
Clear.
also address
Clear.
officers, and he was pretty much saying, I'm
There's nothing left.
my officers
Roger. On my way. Reporting. There's nothing left.
are trying to kill my officers.
Razor spotted.
Go down the way that you guys think it's gonna go down. And I
The place is adapted.
at least I'm suspecting that this is going to raise and heighten tensions in the city
Building clear.
more than it already has. That is 100% what I think is going to go down. Because now, if they
No more to find.
they're going to be in a situation, they don't even know if they are going to be
We're on clear.
What do you think is going to be going through their mind as they're approaching situations? They might be a little bit more hostile. And I'm not saying that it's right.
Roger.
We're running out of stock.
Hostile, especially toward people you don't need to be, be hostile with. But that could be how this goes down. And feel like it's a threat to even go to these situations. It's a threat to even, try to attempt to make things right and just check out when somebody's calling for us to be at a spot. It's gonna have more negative outcomes here in the city, but I think 3-2-1-2-0-7, with these two officers being shot last night and 4 officers being shot in total in the last few months, what impact do you think that this is gonna have on the city of Milwaukee? I wanna know. 833-212-1017. officers even thinking this as a career anymore, you know, but 832121017, how do you think these officers being shot in the city of Milwaukee will affect the city? You know, what are the outcomes that will come from this? Let us know. We will take 3 minutes quick and be right back with more Jam Witches.
Don't touch that dial. You are jamming with juice on 117 The Truth. The Truth app, 117thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Like and subscribe to our 117 The Truth YouTube channel.
Here at the new 117 The Truth, we aim to be a stable in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. Born to celebrate Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 117 The Truth, founded by newer law offices. Milwaukee, Black Talk.
At Hope Christian Schools, they're transforming lives through the power of Christ-centered education. Their nurturing environment combines academic excellence with strong Christian values. They offer free transportation and free tuition options to help set children up for success. Through faith, dedication, and unconditional love, they empower their scholars to discover their God-given potential and pursue their greater purpose. Don't wait. Start your child's journey at hopeschools.org.
It's 117 The Truth got to get nerves repair windows, doors of Wisconsin. When it's time to upgrade your windows and doors, would you like to work with the best? But maybe you're thinking these following times, I want to spend a fortune. You know, the best in the industry has a product line for every budget, and right now you can get no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. And if the plan is to wait, guess what? You can get it now and wait to start making payments up to 2 years. The truly believes that quality windows and doors don't have to be expensive. With a range of affordable options and products assembled in the U.S., you can get the look you want at a price you can afford. And with Bella's free in-home consultation, no obligation quote, and range of available financing, getting new windows and doors from Bella is easier than you think. Certain restrictions apply. Ends June 30th of 2025. Set your free in-home consultation today at bellawi.com.
State Fair is right around the corner. These $15 tickets will only be available through June 29th. Stay today so you'll be feeling good at the Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular, July 31st through August 10.
You're high. Feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council. This is Jim with Juice on 117 The Truth. The Truth app, 117thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Shout out to the Juicy Jammers riding the wave.
Calling on Black-owned business owners and entrepreneurs. Are you looking to share your story and grow your reach? We have teamed up with Associated Bank for our Black-owned business attack. Each quarter, 4 local business owners will win an opportunity on the award-winning 117 Retreat. To sign up for your business spotlight interview, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That is blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community platform with exposure on the truth. For official rule, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank, we are at the IC. Welcome back to Jamming with Juice, everyone. Thank y'all so much for tapping in as we get into the conversation of these 2 police officers who was just shot last night. The search for the armed suspect is still, what do they say, at large. It's still at large, but they do know who that they are searching for. So I guess that's a good thing to know. They know they just have to find them. But I need to know, I don't know the name, but I need to know, how do you guys feel? It ain't on here. Do you see a name somewhere? Look, they ain't got one out. Y'all think of, or what do you guys think about this situation happening? Like, how is it going to impact the city of Milwaukee? Because I see it impacting it kind of negatively, because now officers are going to be moving around with a chip on their shoulder and wanting to just get home to their families at the end of the day. When they out here picking a career that is, you know, to be a police officer to try to protect the community, and obviously we know that not all officers want to try to protect the community, but you do have some who do. And they don't deserve to be shot at, and they don't deserve to be killed just because you person, or maybe it wasn't a young person, I don't know, but because you have no respect for anybody other than yourself. Like, that's not okay, that's not cool. I'm never gonna say officers should just be shot just because some bad apples are in the bunch. I'm not gonna say that. And I just think that now they are gonna be moving around here, looking at everybody like suspects, looking at everybody like they're armed. And y'all thought them team wrong, bad, the other day.
Search done. Raiders are coming. Get ready.
Y'all gonna try it when they start.
Infected incoming.
They thinking all these other kids out. You know, they are gonna try to protect themselves.
People spotted.
The place is
Armed
down.
and dangerous.
So that's just what I think about it.
First of all, man,
Clear.
first, self-preservation. So,
We're on the move.
Adaptation done.
Just maybe a little scared.
Exactly. Or even something even more negative, they might not.
Hostile group incoming.
On the north side, it's just completely lawless and a complete.
No more to find.
Adaptation complete.
You feel like
Building work done.
it's gonna have a negative impact on walking these officers that were shot yesterday on 250 Garfield, and also do you think this is gonna impact how people even, you know, want to if
Search
they
done.
want to police force or not? Because I think it might have an impact on that, but we'll get into that on the other side. You guys.
No more to find.
On the way now too.
Clear.
And look at this.
Let's do it. No more to find. There's nothing left. People spotted. Armed and dangerous.
Building work done. Adaptation complete. Building work done.
Raiders are coming. Get ready. Let's do it. Let's do it. There's nothing left. We're on the move. No more to find. Reporting. Roger. Building clear. On my way.
Gem Street Fair's every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment.
Hostiles inbound.
Culture, whenever you visit, the great city is ready to celebrate. This summer, don't just visit. Make sure you experience Milwaukee, the city of festivals.
Building clear. We're on the move. Let's do it. Going there. No more to find. No more to find.
That's 511WI.gov. And remember, no before you go. Always use consequences.
Building clear.
Stop working. Start winding down for some rest.
Building clear. Clear. Infected incoming. Building clear. Search done. Building clear. Infected incoming. Building clear. Clear. There's nothing. There are some infected around here. Port spotted. Port spotted. We're on the move. Port spotted. Port spotted. We're on the move. Infected. Search done.
1017 Gym. Choose no what your business is. Whether it's a startup or a Fortune 500 company, we want to know.
Infected incoming!
Powered by the energies. Energy Internet.
Roger. Roger. Going there. Hostiles inbound. Going there. Search done. Infected incoming. Roger. Let's do it. Search done. Hostiles inbound. Clear. Port spotted. Another one incoming. Clear. Building clear. There's nothing left. There are some infected around here. Infected incoming.
In your business and helping y'all get these customers so you can thrive in all of your business endeavor, obviously. But I do want to hear from police officers.
Clear. Search done. Another one incoming. Hostiles inbound. We're on the move. There's nothing left. There are some infected around here. Infected incoming. Clear.
It's scary. Like it's a scary.
There's nothing left. There are some infected around here.
Officers in the last 5 months who have been shot, or they aren't even even the ones who were attempted to get shot at.
Ready for action.
And it should never
Let's do
be
it.
like that. I remember back then it used to be police officers and
No more to find.
firefighters who had authority. We respected the authority. We weren't
Another one incoming.
kill them. We didn't agree with
They're
how
trying to
they
get
were
inside.
but we weren't trying to just take them out when they're just coming into a situation. They're trying to, fix things that are going on. But I do wonder, and you guys let me know what you guys think about it.
Going there. Let's do it.
Talk about wanting to have
Let's do it.
There
are some infected around here.
To be a police officer so they can police our own communities. and
Search done.
Relationships with the people in that
Port
community.
spotted.
And mitigate a lot of situations. with
Take him down.
lives, But at this point, I don't even know if that will work, or I don't even know if that will help. At least for what we got going on.
We're on the move. We're on the move.
I really don't know, and even with people who were considering whether to
We're on the
be
move.
an officer,
On my way.
are you more like
Hostiles inbound.
career? I'm gonna find a new line of work for me to do because it's not safe for me to become city right now. So it's like
Another one incoming.
I feel like we're scaring away the officers who could potentially be really great officers who want to do this work.
Hostiles inbound.
I don't think being a police officer should. Obviously, it's a dangerous line of work. Don't get me wrong, right? But
Going there.
I think that
Operator, there are some infected around here.
for them and what it is that they do, I don't see people wanting to join the force for after this. I don't. If I
Port
was-
spotted.
I would want to.
Let's do it. Search done. Clear. Port spotted. Clear. No more to find.
So we can stop ideas like this, so we can stop crimes like this from happening. It's like police officers.
There's nothing left. Hostiles inbound.
So it's really good that we cannot allow
Another one incoming.
situations to be turned as for millions of heroes.
You think so?
Reporting. No more to find. There's nothing left.
Enough sleep, people. We've got work to do.
Clear.
I would love to be able to be Batman last night.
Search done.
Batman last night. But in real life, that's not what we're down. You know what I'm saying? In real life, you have to control that suit up with the AV, and then you go out there and do that job, you know, so you can make something that you be a better career. You know, that's not what touch is doing. That's something you would die for. You know, so it's just unfortunate that we can't, you know, we hear about more shootings happening. Because just like that, I know police officers got shot last night, but other people got shot last night too. You know, and some police officers and I understand why you're saying tonight. That's why I said before, we're trying to have goals. It's trying to shootings being, you know, being done, especially in the summertime. It's hot. And I don't know what it is, man. They don't be getting killing. It's like just the beginning. I mean, they just like we was right here right there. But maybe the animation, it was completely great. You know, it's just outside. You get more stress than this than happening. What happened last night with you know, there's people also shooting in. I see these people that have been called to the situations that never happened in the first place. You know, now they want to see police officers again, what's more than to try to do their job. It's just not in the past. We hear this stuff. You want to just, because I'm not here to my job. You know, listen to this thing. I can't even hear him do it now. You guys are from these police officers to come down and try to do their job. Something about the garbage. Unfortunately, college friendships, 18 to 17. How did the police shooting last night impact you? How did it impact you? If all the world trying to see after this thing, because I think this is senseless. I think having guns and people using them like this are senseless. The car then takes them to hit you too much and too fast.
I've been seeing who's an activist here in Milwaukee. He's been at a lot of the scenes, being interviewed by news stations as to what he thinks about what's going on in the community with all the shootings, chaos that is happening in the Milwaukee. And one thing that he always said that I realized, and I feel like someone said it here in the chat, and I just can't find it, I'm looking for it right now. But someone said, or I think it was on Facebook, I remember, but someone said, he said, to try to really come together.
We finished construction.
To stop this. And yes,
We need more resources.
To come and they're going to come and do their job. And we can't just rely on police officers all the time to fix what's going on in our communities. We just have to.
We're on the move.
And that's the thing. That's what we're talking about.
No more to find. No more to find. There's nothing left. Building clear. Clear. Clear.
Building complete. We finished construction.
Roger. Building clear. On my way. Search done. Clear.
Construction ready. Construction ready.
Another one incoming. There are some infected around here. On my way. Receive it. Ready for action. On my way.
Construction complete. Construction complete. Construction complete.
Going there. There's nothing left. No more to find.
We finished construction.
I'll put that down.
Construction complete. Construction ready.
There's nothing left. On my way.
Construction ready.
What happens is a bonus. Yeah, but it's right. Because it's not getting better. It's only getting worse.
Port, spotted!
It's been somewhat logically and just off of the all our will. I would be surprised.
We're on the move. We're on the move. Done.
Construction complete.
Teams riding down at the same front constantly, the past couple weeks and officers have to get involved with that. We talked about up there around here, the 19-year-old girl getting shot after a bunch of Milwaukee teenagers were, just kicking it, hanging out outside in like one of the big old strip mall areas. It's like, and I'm not gonna say that it's just teenagers, because I don't know who this suspect is in this instance, but there's something in the air, and I know people hate when you say that, because that's something I say on Facebook a lot. It's like, oh, something's in the air, and people get pushed back to say this is happening all over the country. And while I agree, this is where we are, so we're focused on where we live, where we work, where we have all of our activities. It really is a tough job to do. Even Mayor Captain Jonathan, when I was looking at him up there on the news, and I felt bad for him. Because I said he's in a tough spot, he's in a tough position that not a lot of people will even try to take on. And yeah, you might not be the best mayor in your eyes, whatever, but to have to constantly deal with trauma and killings and shootings and like day in and day out, you probably get called in the middle of the night while you with your family. You gotta go out and speak at a press conference because people are shooting off.
There's nothing left. There's nothing left. Search done. Clear.
Building complete.
Search done.
Construction ready. Construction. Building work done. We finished construction.
Affordable housing, the grocery stores, the big wage jobs, all of that shit. But how do we get there? I think, and honestly, what we really sad, this is what I thought of. Sorry, not to go off, but we talk about, you have mentioned how like people on Facebook, and they all like, oh, who cares about you 2 hours, so they got shot every day, black people get killed every day. Yeah, you saying that now, but as soon as you need some help, who's calling? What number? What number are you dialing for you to get some help, for you to, get your situation, and you calling the police? And so we don't want to get to a point where we already kind of are there. I mentioned it earlier this week how keyboard can sit over here, steal car, swerve in and out of lane, and talk to the police officers, literally pull up next to them and call the B words and all this other stuff and say they're not going to do nothing, and then speed off and keep swerving, and the cops don't even do anything anymore. We're getting to a point where it's almost safer if the cops don't even interact. You know what I mean? And I would hate for that to be what ends up happening, where we do have to go on ourselves. And we do have to figure out how to do community policing and try to figure it out that way. But I don't think that will end well at all either. But Victor Jones on the chat said they're already having a difficult time finding recruits. Their training class, they trained 75 recruits at one time, but the class that most recently completed training only had about 25 individuals. I can see why. Especially here, you got Sir Sharks on the chat who said, in my opinion, many officers will quit and relocate while some will jump on board the instance they're enticed with.
Going there.
Construction ready. Building work done.
You gotta understand that. They are trying to get on their families as well. They just
Search done.
Construction ready. Construction ready. Building complete.
Search done. Building clear.
ready.
Just a start.
Going there. No more to find. No more to find. Building clear. Let's do it.
Construction ready.
Clear. There's nothing left.
Building work done.
That's the thing I think that they need to focus on is like making some kind of longer there, like training. You gotta take some kind of something that you guys even carry.
Roger.
Construction ready.
Stop working. Start winding down for some rest.
There needs to be a thing for you. You need to get arrested. You need to get prosecuted for that. Like that's crazy. Like
Clear.
They y'all worry, I'm not saying the gun laws are perfect, but they stop being able to carry in like
Waiting orders.
Maybe that might be something, but I really don't know. But I know that
We're on the move. On my way. We're on the move. Infected incoming.
Carry versus after that. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna
Hostiles inbound.
Maybe answer this question for me. But I feel like people in the chat talking about Wisconsin being an open carry state. So can y'all educate me?
Another one incoming.
Open carry state, because I thought open carry meant you can have your weapon.
Infected incoming.
But it has to be shown, right? Like they have to be able to see it in order for it to be legal. Now, if it's concealed carry,
Requesting
then
support.
it's illegal because you need to go through. Well, it's not technical. You just have to go through certain protocol to make sure exactly to make sure that you can't conceal. In the incidents of what
On my way.
in Milwaukee,
Hostiles inbound.
these people who are carrying out these acts openly showing that they have their weapons.
On my way.
A lot of concealed carry. So can we really say like, oh, the issue because Wisconsin is an open carry state is a lot, and y'all can educate me. But if some of the people
Hostiles inbound.
are concealed carry, and maybe some of the times they're not even registered and they don't have a CTW, like
Fort, spotted.
And how they kind of correlate, because I thought open carry was something completely.
Search done.
212-1017. If y'all can answer that question.
The infected are pillaging a building.
Is Wisconsin being an open carry state has something to do with all the guns that we have out here and all the shootings? Because I thought concealed carry was a big legal.
There are some infected around here.
We're gonna keep this conversation going. We have two callers on the line. Please don't hang up. We want to get to you.
Reporting.
Side, but how do y'all feel about the two officers that were shot last
The
night?
door won't hold much longer.
At Milwaukee. Milwaukee got our general keys on the way on this to that Friday.
Roger. Roger. Building clear. Port spotted.
Subscribe to our channel 17 The Truth YouTube channel. Tuesdays are back on July 1st.
Clear. Another one incoming. Swarm is nearby. Man the station.
Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group.
There's nothing left.
Fox 6. Why don't you check your local listings to watch the game?
No more to find. Going there. Waiting orders.
Great Impressions Graphics and Printing. They've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years from the location of the corner.
No more to find.
Their dedication to quality and customer
Going there.
satisfaction.
On my way.
Printing and design.
Ready for action.
Great Impressions on a wide range of services, including banners, posters,
Going there.
business cards, programs, and postcards.
On my way.
Plus,
No more to find.
custom apparel printing. Perfect for venue, sports outings, business
Ready for action.
For your next project, visit Great
Let's do it.
It's greatimpress.com.
Search done. Roger.
To your forever home or simply refinance at Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams.
Let's do it.
I'm closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker.
Search done.
Subject to credit approval.
Roger.
Equal housing lender.
At home Christian schools get transforming lives through the power of Christ-centered education. Their nurturing
Clear.
provides academic excellence and strong Christian values. They offer free transportation and free tuition options to help through faith, dedication, and unconditional love. They empower their scholars to discover their God-given potential and pursue their greater purpose. Don't wait. Start your child's journey at whichschools.org.
State Fair is right around the corner, and it's time to savor the savings. These $15 tickets will only be available through June 29th. Save today so you'll be feeling good at the Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular, July 31st through August 10th.
My name is Adrian. I was trying to Parston. One of the room offices down from the University of English.
Everybody get ready.
Clear.
Just a little call. That's
Nature. Call Pittsburgh offices today. One call. That's all. This is Generations on 1017 Truth. The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and stream it live on YouTube. Shout out to the Juicy Jammers right away. I be on it all night, man. I be on that train. I ain't straight up. Baby, if you want me, you could buy me in that.
Are you ready to buy your first house, move into your favorite home, or simply refinance at Associated Bank? They've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Welcome back to Jamming with Juice, everyone. I'm enjoying the conversation that we're having, our discussion about the two officers who were shot yesterday on Stevens and Garfield. One is in critical condition, and they're both at Brainerd Hospital right now, trying to get better. And we have some sort of update.
We're on the move.
Today, probably not during this show, but to know how that critical condition from officer is doing. But I want to know if you guys think that this is going to have a negative impact, or just what impact in general this will have on the city of Milwaukee, and even when it comes down
Search
to
done.
wanting to get into this line of work of being an officer and helping our communities. Like I mentioned earlier before that I think now officers might have more of a chip on their shoulder and enter situations a
Clear.
little bit more on edge, I would say. But
Building work done.
833-212-017. And then Jimmy did, we talked about the whole Wisconsin open carry versus the concealed carry situation. And pretty much I kind of understand now. It's
Reporting.
in Wisconsin, you can just go
Know
out
what to
and
find.
you don't really need any type of
Going there. Receive it. On my way.
The culture of accepting
Building clear.
whether that be the concealed carry or just on your person, on your body, open carry. And so I remember thinking that this conversation is going because a lot of those guns in Milwaukee have been found at a lot of these crime scenes. And you don't know what those gun is, which I found out from weeks ago. It's a firearm that is assembled from kits without serial numbers. So it's harder for these guns to be traced, and they have been increasingly recovered at a lot of these crime scenes. And even with the officer shooting, I think a few weeks ago. So they lack serial numbers. So it's hard to know what's going on. And that as well. And so a lot of them are starting to pop up. But I do get that. Understand now that it's more of a culture of promoting them in general that is the issue. because that's that energy, like you were saying before, gun or generals could go away, and maybe Mayor Captain Johnson and all of our leadership here should come together to try to get like do what other states do. But 833-212-1017. Let's head back to the line and go to, I think it's Taryn. Taryn or Tariq? Is it Taryn? I don't want to say it wrong.
Yeah, Jared.
Hey, Taryn. Good morning.
I'm going there.
Thank you for calling.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for taking my call. This every day I drive to
Building clear.
Green Station after that. Yeah, no, but actually, I was calling because I thought it was pretty well, but, when I talked to you guys, you said that, 2 officers were shot. That didn't really clear for me because of, one of my friends in that district, and, thankfully he was off, just last night, so, I got a little bit relieved, but still know that he works with every day, has got shot. It's really, it has a big impact. And I'm really really good to you guys. I know for a friend, I know for a dad was so that everyone wants to go to give support, but he developed it up right from the board. I feel like it's really important to get the police officers that are sort of human without their lives, and something about their lives that brought them to want to become an officer. Maybe that's something that happened in their family first, or something that you're trying to, if anyone that's made them want to serve their community, then I think it is like humanizing an officer, humanizing your neighbor is always like super important, and especially now when the thing you're walking the hall and you're going somewhere. I think now more than ever you gotta take these people on your neighbor. They're strangers, but they're going to be your friend if you don't talk to them. So something more recognize that. Right, yeah.
Well, and then actually, she made really got to remind all of these officers, because some people will look at them as officers and all, shoot, they got this language and walking the things. It's got lives too. They have lives, so that's the fight goes down. Like I've said this before, I'm not saying you attack any fields, murder them. When I said to you, them down to like what your police officers to become police officers, I truly believe it's because they're going to be a hero. You don't think they're going to be a hero.
Right, yeah.
But you're going to go out there and say, well, I'm going to house. You got films for this nation or this city to go out and disrespect that, it's crazy. Disrespect human rights. That kind of disregard for human rights is crazy to me today. So, but I'm glad that your friend, your officer, I'm glad that he is really safe, because it's an industry out there.
And it's important that you guys do. Like it is. So I really appreciate you for calling in to do that.
Yeah, thanks to
Thank you for taking my call.
So, you have to humanize it, because we, in the news and in the media, we have done a terrible job of, or that we well planned out, to make it seem like, all officers are one certain way, or you always have to be weird when it comes to it. I do think, you have to be like you, but to be happy that officers.
Wait, spotted.
I just don't think that.
This car can drive again.
Receiving.
So glad that you
Roger.
Andre, who I know Steve is the former police officer. Good morning, Easy Hammer.
Reporting. Waiting orders.
7 years old. How do you feel being, officers being shot like this? Were you officer here in Milwaukee?
Yes. So Milwaukee works pretty much every district, pretty much except for downtown. They were just a beautiful in it as well. So this is really definitely attractive. It's attractive for community, it's attractive for the government and the officers that work here. One of the worst things that happened with the profession as well is that,
a situation going down, and so there's no call for backup. Even the civilian dispatchers here and there, and they're going through the same emotion that the officer does. But you get there, and try to fall back, and try to see where the officers are at. And response. And trying to worse zones since you know that something is wrong, that the strategy on the spot.
Job done.
Reporting. Let's do it. Let's do it.
It's not just all over everything else, it's all the fire that's going on. So, the officers for that, and then getting inside after that, so the policy parents.
I get that.
Operator. Ready for action. Going there.
Building work done.
And so now you have a lot more blood on the street than it used to be. And people, they came with people that should not have. And now, couple, can't get into the fact that the culture sort of made that way down or it's mad with the change everything without a little bit. And then you have to think about the repercussions, the consequences, the wrong with that.
I want to ask you real quick, Andre, and then we can, let's go, we want to take too much of your time. But when it comes to the community, how do you feel like we can play a part in helping police officers when it comes to, I guess maybe getting the guns off the street or just even talking to the people in the community? Like, how do you even involved?
Yeah, right there is when you start trying to look for how can you fix it, how can we fix it? That's not gonna happen. But you need the community to have to think through. So if you did the right, you mentioned it earlier, it's like, okay, we have to change the way that I need about that. Completely. I used to tell people I need people like this. And you can't go in your house and just put it in your room. You can't. You can be very helpful to, and you probably going into the house, and it's just about to turn you like that. But you can get it done. But again, and you're the perfect right, I'll turn that in. So to have, this culture, it just a lack of responsibility. When it comes to, it's like people just are not 60 person out there doing it. They're out there doing that. I'm sure I'm not going to get to your band. If it was going to be other people. Everyone out there that has shot them up, understand? Every single one of them are group of people. That's somebody in a group that has a possibility of man up there. It seems like you're not easy with that. You're not in jail. Things are like saying, this is if you want to go regular. We can't see creating emotion and all that shit. This is not your thing. So it's all in here. Hey, one thing, but you want to go here, you're right. Yeah, people, it's a considered issue at 5. that they want to ensure their relationship is your behavior. But it's definitely something that is never good to. When you're saying from a lot of officers join because they want to be the hero or whatever, that is true. It's absolutely true. A lot of them join because they just want to. Right? Most of the time, you know, these very long houses, you're not very long. Or 50% mind you, a very small percent. You know, there's some of them always across the country, not just one that don't use to do. Now, they don't use to do that. They're not always going to high life. All of them, your job goes hard.
Appreciate you, Andre. Thank you so much.
Let's do it.
Okay, since y'all want to go ahead and disperse with the middle gathering that quickly.
Yesterday, last week in Garfield and Impact, we did that before. You want to chime in on the conversation? You do so. We get our business to wait. 612-017, or you can put your comments in the YouTube chat via Juicy Chatter or Juicy Jammer, and we'll be right back with more Jammer Juice.
Don't touch that dial. You are jamming with Juice on 1017.com and streaming live on YouTube. Like and subscribe to our 1017 Juice YouTube channel.
At BNP's we're committed to building a bright, sustainable energy future. We're investing in energy projects for solar, wind, and battery storage. At Clean Energy, decarbonization effort of our coal station net zero carbon emissions for a generation fleet by 2050. It's part of our plan to provide affordable, reliable, and clean energy for the Amazon. Learn more ateenergies.com. Energies, people you can trust. Energy and Amazon. This message was paid for in some. There are still spots open for Girls Gas over here in 2025. Whether you're into modern activities, arts and crafts, sports and kids, exploring nature, or even horseback riding, there's a camp just for you. Tools for chickens, wives, day camps, overnight camps,
Beep-a-dee.
get ready for a sport full of adventure, friendship, and worship. This is the brand.
This is University Blood Center of Wisconsin University, integral on 1017 Truth.
I want you to really stress the importance of having ethnically diverse groups of people, because it's really the same people that, for whatever reason, are apprehensive about
It's not also, yeah, there is a situation. So, right in the heart of this county on the rock and here, right, on the rock is down there, it's probably not good for regular snow. That crop that you know, generates, that's community
That'll work.
understand the history of where there's a lot of underlying mistrust of the healthcare system, and ultimately, there are already challenges with how busy people are, how accessible they are to the where they're dealing with what. Let's face it, that's a scared needle to the heavier burden on figure out the news, because there are a lot of disability people that require what I call more of a match in growth that only comes from people of similar ethnicities. Something that's specific to our black donors and patients is something like the original capabilities. The only therapy that get them here, their day-to-day lives, is drug transfusion. And it's not just a average or normal blood type or blood transfusion. It's actually a specific blood with a specific type called RO, and this RO typically then comes from people with African descent and Hispanic descent. And so that's why it's so important that our donor base and donors
Today's toil is over. Get some rest.
To make an impact by donating blood today.
The scientists ain't doing shit.
Reporting. Going there. Waiting orders. We're on the move. Roger. Waiting orders. Going there. Reporting. Going there. Operator. On my way. Going there.
This is Generation on 117 The Truth. The Truth app. 117thetruth.com and streaming live.
Receiving.
To the Juicy Jammer.
Reporting. Operator. Receiving. Ready for action. Waiting orders. Roger.
Yesterday, one critical condition, and they were you guys.
Waiting orders. Ready for action. Ready for action. Waiting orders. Receiving. On my way. Let's do it. Roger. Roger. We're on the move. Hostiles inbound. Hostiles inbound. Hostiles inbound. Infected incoming. Infected incoming. Another one incoming.
The door won't hold much longer.
Hostiles inbound.
The door won't hold much longer.
Receiving. Going there. We're on the move. Operator. On my way. Going there. Operator. On my way. We're on the move. Port spotted. Waiting orders. Infected incoming! There are some infected around here. Horde spotted! On my way.
We're gonna wrap it up with our last caller, Kathy. We're gonna give you like a second, Kathy. Thank you for calling.
Hostiles inbound! Hostiles inbound!
Get up, everyone! Work's waiting!
People spotted! Armed and dangerous! They're coming! We need backup! There's nothing left.
Thank you, Kathy.
We need backup!
And you know where it's always safe.
Roger. There are some infected around here. Hostiles inbound! There's nothing left. We're on the move. Going there. Clear. On my way. Ready for action. On my way. Building clear. Search done. There's nothing left. Roger. Let's do it. Clear. Clear. Roger. There's nothing left. There's nothing left. There's nothing left. There's nothing left. We're on the move. We're on the move. Clear. Let's do it. Clear. We're on the move. Clear. Raiders are coming. Get ready. On my way. There's nothing left. Building clear. There's nothing left. There's nothing left. Clear. Search done.
The industry has a product line for every budget, and right now you can get no interest and well payments for up to 2 years. So if the plan is to wait,
No more fine.
get it now and wait to start.
Building clear. Search done. We're on the move.
With a range of affordable options and products assembled in the U.S., you can
Let's
get
do
the
it.
team up at a price you can afford. And with Bella's free in-home consultation, no
Search done.
and range of
Search done.
financing getting you in those doors for Bella is easier than you think. Certain restrictions apply. Ends June 30th of 2025. Set your free in-home
Oh,
consultation.
you're really cool, nigga.
BellaUI.com.
There's nothing left.
Christian schools that transforming lives with the power of
Search done.
education. Their nurturing environment combines academic excellence with strong Christian values. They offer free transportation and free tuition options that accept genuine assistance. Who feel like the Lord, they empower their scholars to discover their God-given potential and pursue their greater purpose. Don't wait. Start your child's journey at motorsports.org.
Ready to buy your first house?
How much wood do we
There's
got?
nothing left.
We good?
Roger.
Funny spin.
With the right living plan and guidance,
Check y'all niggas about this shit.
your dreams.
You gotta
This
get
financial
food.
goals are closer than you think.
Oh,
And
gosh.
Associated Bank is excited to help you reach that. Learn more at associatedbank.com.
Sure is fucking cool.
Or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender. State Fair is right around the corner, and it's time to savor the savings.
Got a lot of people starving.
Be available through June 29th. Stay today so you'll be feeling good at the Wisconsin
Start still game back up.
August 10th.
Earth
Get
Justice
up
is
crap
a
my
national
fucking bull.
nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our
Gosh,
economy to the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth
Continue
is
to work at the barn. And we can gather some more bricks.
The truth's out. OneTruth.com and stream it live on YouTube. Shout out to the Juicy Jammers right away.
For my friends over there at Eastside, a woman-owned and operated middle class offering self-love and knowledge. And they believe that people is something to empower women. And this is truly a passion for the team over there at Eastside. And they say your goals are our goals. And their expert registered injectors go beyond accessible, offering facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. They even have a cafe complimentary to all of their patients. Get started today at Sweet Talk and now be called. You can learn more at sweettalk.com. Now, welcome back, everyone, to Jamming with Juice as we wrap up the show with both giving you our drop of juice and also giving you our tips and that trial. Now, we only have about a minute or so left, and I did want to give a quick update real quick because according to TMJ4 said, according to TMJ4, they did say that the suspect in the shooting of two walking police officers near 24 Nicaragua on Thursday is in custody, according to a source. So, this is what TMJ4 said. I have not yet seen it on all the other news outlets. Ricky also came in and said that it came out that the two officers were black. And so, yeah, that's what we have with that information to update for you guys. But I guess I will just say, for my quick Cincinnati Friday, right here on Friday, I guess it is, in my turn with Juice, is shout out to Konami Express. They have their grand opening in New Orleans today. Make sure you guys go out there and support them. They have a lot of free little things that you guys can get a hold of this week. So support them over out there in New Orleans. Shout out to Konami Express. They are really awesome people over there. And then lastly, I would say shout out to the Brewers because today, y'all are at the game. You're going to be at the game because we are having our Nelly Post concert. Make sure you're in the building because Grammy Award-winning Nelly will be performing live at American Daily Field after the game. So shout out to Nelly. And you can't even watch it right now. I will be there hosting. And tomorrow, we got 4 months left. Wow. And that girl, like, that girl, when she played on the black girl, I don't know the Gotta support you guys. Thank y'all so much for tapping in the game with this all week long. We've had a lot of great conversations. So let's do it again on next week on Monday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. for early in the
One of the
morning.
ones is too short.
Right here on 101 The Truth is there with you. I'm your girl, I'm your truth, I'm your truth, you see that has been jamming. And shout out to me. And shout out to y'all, man. Have a great, safe rest of your weekend. We love y'all. Listen to that. And
Let's start the building, man, because y'all bullshit.
Roger.
trying to build something right up in this area. They talking about the wall's too short.
There's one true thing about Renaissance. You are never alone.
FX is the best. All episodes now streaming on Hulu.
Dump cable and get fast, more affordable home internet with US Cellular.
Please make it loud for Josh Johnson! I feel very thankful to be here with all of you because it's nice to talk to people who are gonna get it in a way. I feel like sometimes when I'm traveling and I go to places where, especially when I go overseas, and there are places that are not always engaged or involved with American politics, that there's a sentiment of like we're just watching the show and y'all are like cast in the show, and so that it's very different to have a chat with you. Because I'll be very honest with you, it's been taking me a long time to distill the way I feel about what is happening in LA. Because what's happening in LA over the past couple weeks is it's insane to watch because I've friends in LA and I talk to them daily and everything, and I also watch the news and not maybe since COVID have I seen such distant realities.
No more fine.
Do you know what I mean? Like such a completely distant ends of the spectrum, what is happening and what is said about what's happening. And because if you're watching the news, everyone in LA is dead. They've been dead for a while. The military came, but they were too late. Everyone is, in fact, I think the military did too. Like it's really just a black hole of death that no one can stop, but somehow the reporters are reporting. And it is strange because they send the reporter out to cover what some people would be calling the riots in LA. The reporter, not every single one, I'll get to them, but the reporter is standing there while everybody else is standing there. And they're giving a very different report than what we can see behind them. A lot of people don't know this about me, but from the time that I was a child, because I grew up in Louisiana, my family and all the families around me were all affected by Hurricane Katrina. So I have very, very strong feelings about protecting journalists, protecting reporters, and not putting them out there with the weather. Because we see it. We see the weather and I believe you every time. Whenever you say it's a hurricane and I look outside, I'm like, that look hurricane-like. I then need you to send our local newscaster to hold on to a telephone pole while he tells us how bad it is. The way that these people will almost be horizontal reporting on the wind speed. It's like, we don't need them as a visual test of what is happening right now. Everyone watching is inside. There's no one watching from outside like, seems like I should probably move from where I am now. No, I hate that. I hate when it's like, weather is one of those things where I'm like, I don't know what the spin could be. Like to a certain degree, I understand when a journalist when a newscaster feels the need to go.
Task complete.
Clear. Search done.
What this
Clear.
shows right now
Let's do it.
is how many of
Roger.
y'all don't put your phone on silent. Like there's no,
Let's do it.
I know
Roger.
it is. I know it is. That's crazy.
We're on the clear.
Well then
Going there.
I will be quick then.
Search done. Clear. Roger.
Yeah.
Roger. Clear. There's nothing left. No more to find.
Wrap it up, folks.
Let's do it.
Time to call it a day.
Okay.
Clear.
Real
Clear.
quick. Just for a quick second. What flash flood? Oh no, the parade. Y'all.
On my way. No more to find.
Don't do that. It's his birthday.
Clear. Clear. Search done. Operator. Roger. No more to find.
It's not my birthday.
Building clear. Port.
Oh.
Spotted.
Great example.
We're on
like
the
a
move.
flash flood, and they'll put the newscaster
Building
in the
clear.
building. And he's like, well, you can see here, John.
Left. There are some infected around here.
It's another level of insane because when it comes genuinely,
Roger.
when it comes
Building
to
clear.
the news and the weather, I don't know what the spin could be. There's a storm
There are
outside.
some
No, it's
infected
not.
around here.
Weather, as
Building
long as
clear,
you're
building
not
clear.
talking about specifically climate change, is like the
my
last
way.
bipartisan subject. It's like the last way that anyone
Hostiles
hates,
inbound.
conservatives or liberals enough to see the rain and be
Port,
like, but
spotted.
it's not. Like, that just doesn't happen. It's one of the last tethers to reality, and we
There's
make those
nothing left.
newscasters go in.
Take them down.
These poor newscasters in Arizona look like they about to pass out. The reports they do talking about the heat, they got them out there, no shade. You can tell the budget of by how they send the journalists out there, because sometimes they'll be out there like blistering heat today.
On my way.
In downtown Phoenix, temperatures reaching 111
Waiting orders. Building clear. There's nothing left. Another one
Stop
incoming.
doing it. You know, if it's hot, we can feel it, and when you tell us, we'll believe
Operator.
you. You know, if it's a hurricane,
We're on the move.
this is one of the things that I have tried my best to be
We need
fair
backup.
with, because you see people, and I really feel like this only happens here. There's no other country I know of where people proudly go out into the hurricane and like tap
way.
dance in the hurricane to show the rain that they're not scared. That's a distinctly
Search done.
American male thing to do. To be like, hey, ain't nobody scared of some water.
Waiting orders. On my way. Roger.
Come and
On
get
my
me,
way.
and they're never seen again. Just saying, you don't really see that anywhere else. And I used to think that those were like the dumbest people in the world. But then,
Going there.
as I got older, I was like, you
On
know
my
what?
way.
Maybe they just watched the news. And they were like, he's standing out there. And he telling me not to go outside. It's too dangerous.
Going there. We're on the
Well,
move.
he think I'm gonna come? If he can be outside, I'll be
Going
outside.
there.
I'll be outside all I want. And then they go outside and then never see it again. But people covering LA.
Going there.
And
We're on the move.
A&W. Try the double barbecue bacon crunch burger. Back for a limited time only. 2 juicy all beef patties, American cheese, smoky bacon, tangy barbecue sauce, and crispy fried onions. Steakhouse burger without the steakhouse fries. And then some. Hey, how about you? You gonna play me one-on-one? Let's go.
Operator.
Pricing markets are constantly shifting. Xometry gets it. That's why Xometry honors the prices on its quotes for a full 30
Let's do
days, guaranteed. When markets shift, your costs won't. Get your instant quote today at Xometry.com.
Operator.
Disney Plus and Max. Get it for $16.99.
We're on the move. We're on the move.
We can make people happy. Anything is possible.
Receive it.
It's the ultimate goal for an unbelievable price.
Standing in front of whether it's LAPD or National Guard lined up and protesters a distance away lined up, it's a very different thing because now they're coloring it for you, but you can see behind them. And it's hard to know what to make of it. Because when I talk to my friends in LA, they're like, you know, they're always chill, but like they're very chill in this specific instance. I called some of my friends because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not better than anybody. I fell for
Expected
some
incoming.
of like the propaganda that was going on. I called some of my friends immediately because I don't know LA neighborhoods that well. And I live in New York where if something is happening, it is happening to everyone.
Ready for action.
So
On my way.
happening to everyone right now.
Still in bed?
You know?
Get up and off to your duties.
Okay, this is I'm digressing for a second, but just as an example, one time there was all I can describe it as is like a tiny tornado of trash. It literally was not taller than this mic stand, but it was spinning because it was a windy day out and the trash wanted to be together, I guess. And so the trash, I don't know, I grew up like, you know, deep south and everything, so whenever I see one of those, I'm like, ooh, that's a bad spirit. Like that's I get real superstitious real quick. If you a tiny tornado, if you an eye level tornado, I don't come near you, alright? That's a bad spirit. You got Dorito bags in you and everything. You got all types of disgusting stuff. No, I might get possessed. And so I was keeping my distance, but there were other people walking down the street. I actually crossed the street because I saw it up ahead. And I was like, nah, I don't need those problems. Like, I like having my whole body, mind, and soul. I don't want some of it to be like Derek from 81st. You know what I mean? Like, that feel like who would possess you? Just somebody who, like, never had a job and burps as loud as possible. And so I crossed the street, but there were other people that were walking next to me that kept going, and they walked right into it. And even though I was across the street, I knew when they walked into it because my back was turned, and I still heard. I'm like, not walking into a tiny tornado with your mouth open. That's just irresponsible. And sure enough, that tiny tornado got like 8 people. Just being itself. No, if something happens in New York, it's happening to everybody. If one train is down, the city stops. We get around it, you know, people get mad, they get off the train, they run to work, they you know, hop on a bike or whatever, they take a cab, but like, one thing happens, there's a ripple effect. LA doesn't seem like that to me. Like I've been in different parts of LA and I thought I couldn't have been more wrong. And so I was calling my friends, I was freaking out because I was seeing the stuff that was happening. Waymos, you know the driverless car that shouldn't exist? You know that thing that's just on the road and we all act like it's normal, but we're slowly acting out the plot of iRobot currently. You know that thing? Those were on fire. There were Waymos on fire. So I called my friends like, you not in a Waymo, are you? Oh, if you in a Waymo, get out right now. Because to be fair, we didn't really even know why the Waymos were on fire. Maybe there were people setting the Waymos on fire, but maybe the Waymos saw all the unrest and they were like, this is our time. One time I was with my friend in San Francisco, and admittedly very high. But he doesn't trust Waymos because the first time he ever took a Waymo was by accident because he lost his wallet, his phone, like he got all his stuff stolen, right? And so he asked a friend to get him a ride home. Okay? So he gets the friend to get him a ride home. He doesn't know that friend used the app Waymo instead of like Uber or whatever. So then he's high in the story too. He's actually high all the time, but he gets into the car and he's like, a little faded, a little drunk, a little high. And then he gets in the car and then the car takes off. And so the way he told the story, I wasn't there. The way he told the story is finally he asked, for a little music. He's like, dang, it's quiet in here, dog. Can you turn something on? And he half nodded off anyway, but he's like, can you turn something on? It's quiet in here, dog. Like, let's get it popping, Can I get some? It doesn't matter what it is, whatever you like, dog. Anything. Yo, I know you hear me talking to you. And then he said he leaned forward. This is how he tells the story. He leaned forward as somebody was in there, and then he started praying. Because he was like, no, you know what? You know what? You know what, Lord? I haven't been right. I haven't been right. And if you see me through this, I swear I'm going to change my ways. See me through this right now. If you deliver me through,
Receive it.
I'm going to leave the alcohol alone. I'm going to leave the weed.
Going there.
He gets home, he sees his house, he's like, thank you, Lord, thank you.
Receive it.
And obviously, he was lying because he was high when he was next to me. But
Roger.
A Waymo passed by, and he was like, that thing right there, nobody gonna believe me when I tell you, but that thing right there, I don't trust those things, alright? Let me tell you something right now. That thing over there, all AI, all self-driving, intelligence stuff, don't trust that thing.
Adaptation done.
Believe me, that's a transformer. Look,
Roger.
all I'm saying, if I wanted to act out the plot of one of the Transformers movies, what would I do? I come down to Earth as a bunch of driverless cars, keep it easy for a little while, and then one day, boom.
We're on the move.
Don't get in there. Don't get in one of them. You're going to end up in his chest. I'm telling you right now. And so I called so many of my friends. I was like, hey, are you okay? Are you good? And they were like, yeah, no, I'm fine.
On my way.
They said they were fine with the annoyance of like they said that they were fine with the annoyance that I have
when my mom calls me to ask me if I'm okay.
Going
She saw
there.
that there was
Take
a
him down.
storm in New York. I'm
Roger.
like, no, it was just a bunch of trash. Spin in a circle. It's not that serious. You worry too much. No, they were genuine, like, no, that's actually, and they started explaining LA neighborhoods to me, and I'm not gonna lie, I glazed over, like, I just, but once I knew that they were safe and that everyone I knew was safe, I was like, well, then where is this
Search
happening?
done.
I know a lot of people in LA called a lot of people, everybody
On
was
my
fine.
way. We're on the move.
Where is this happening? It turns out it's all happening over, like, I think, 2 square blocks. I don't even know. It's like it's such a
On my way.
small area. It might as well be a movie set.
On my way.
And it's crazy because if you listen to, Fox News, some of these outlets, you would think that the entire city was burning right now. There are people sharing, and the entire place is devastated. And the president said, if I didn't send the National Guard, they'd be in shambles right now. But then when you look at video, and I'm not talking about video from protesters, I'm not talking about video of bystanders of the protest. I'm talking about video of people in Los Angeles, 2 blocks away from the protest. There are people literally, blowing bubbles. And there is no opposite to your city being on fire than bubbles. Bubbles are like a truly first world problem. Like, and they weren't even blowing bubbles regular. They were over here like, once you do it with your foot in the air, that's too much whimsy for your city to be on fire.
They end up trying to do pilot green treats or limited time only. Refreshing starry limonite soda meets tropical flavors of passion fruit, orange, and guava, and creamy vanilla soft serve in a cool, sweet treat that's like a summer vacation for your taste buds. And then some. 3-day grace period, US Cellular Prepaid keeps you connected to what matters most.
Collagen water softeners prevent hard water buildup, revitalizing your hair and skin. Collagen, water you love.
Upgrade your spring wardrobe with the help of a Stitch Fix stylist. No shopping required. It really is so easy. It'll set personalized fix from versatile shopping to built machine perfect fit, all in your set budget. Free shipping and returns always, with no subscription required. Take your style quiz now at stitchfix.com.
Best stories are about breaking men. They're about out got them. Because the real destination is the adventure itself. Firestone for those who answer the call of the vagabond.
Not blowing bubbles like, look at that. That's so cool. I'm talking about,
Operator.
and it's difficult
Technology
when-
researched.
when it's
Always gotta
presented
be-
and grown so heavily in agenda with reporting versus just saying what happened. I didn't even know you could do that, by the way. It wasn't until I left the country and watched the news in other countries that you can just say what happened. Like when you watch the news in Spain, they don't even put a spin on it. They're just like, yeah,
Let's do it.
right there. They don't even try. This what's crazy is that the news around the world, they don't even try to be entertaining. They give it to you so straight. They don't even have good voices half the time. Sometimes there's a guy being like, yes, 2 people were found in the basement, and they said that they were trapped there by the man who lived there. Very dry, nothing. They're not putting on it. 2 people found dead. Like it's. That's my favorite, by the way. I love when an anchor is like going out of a fun story to a sad story, stack of reports ahead of time, or they're just reading the prompter in real time so they don't know that they need to do the tone shift, and so they just finish like promoting a shelter that has saved like 67 puppies or something. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that sweet? I mean, you just love to see stuff like that, don't you? Anyway, 15 burned to death in a fire. Oh, and then you see in their eyes, and they're like, I already started high. I started. I started up here if I drop it. And sometimes they try to drop it. They're like, found it this morning. Don't act like you weren't talking the whole time. That was you the whole time. But you even see it in LA because the misconception people have is that the thing that initially happened in LA versus like protesters and ICE and everything was like all over LA. It was just all happening at one time. When actually it's around these very few square blocks. That's where all of it's like going down. You know, I'm not saying there weren't protests in other places, but those protests went on without incident. It's here. This is like the main sticking point. And this is what they keep shooting footage of over and over and over again and showing you over and over and over again from different angles, right? And they're so thirsty for it that there was one dude that had a Mexican flag, was on a smashed up car, and you can see when you look at the picture that there are like 15 cameras surrounding the car looking up at him, and then everyone protesting is like a block down with nobody there.
We're on the move.
You know, because they're selling you a story about chaos that's unfolding and everything, and then, you know, we'll have the newscaster out there. This journalist is out there. All of my respect for journalists. They do an incredibly difficult job, and they have to do it under constraints that some of us can't understand. Because if you worked your entire life to try to get to the truth, and then you finally get a job, maybe it's not even a well-paying job, and you're allowed to tell the truth until, like, your newspaper gets bought.
We finished construction.
And then it gets bought by a guy that's like, the truth though. I mean, what is truth really? Just say whatever I tell you to say. But it is a difficult thing to distill for yourself because you have to. You can't just. I'm not saying that there was ever some golden age where all of media was honest and forthright. I'm just saying that it used to be a little bit more simple. That you were even overdoing it if you checked, you know, 3 sources to see if something was true. Because there are things that used to be delivered with a little bit less. You still have the bias of the outlet, but it was a little less political at all times, and it was a little less looking for the bleed. Here's what happened, and I said it in a sexy voice. That used to be American news, you know? And now we've slowly become this more and more corporate warped version of trying to the news. News became entertainment, it became a show. And you know there's a show, you know it's entertainment because they're not delivering you the news out of the kindness of their hearts. I'm not saying that the journalists that are doing the news aren't dedicated. I'm saying that the body, the system and the machine that we look to for reporting is just, they're trying to sell razors in between every disaster. Like that should tell you something, you know? Because you see the report, and you see people, chaos in the streets in LA. Look at everything that's happening, and then you like talk to
Work's
someone
done.
who
Head back to your
the story that your friend made on a random day. Who's not that far from the protest. Like,
Just bring whatever.
they are loading up their car with Trader Joe's. Like that doesn't feel apocalyptic at all. Like if you could get the sliced mango from Trader Joe's, I think the supply chain is intact. That's one of the first things to go. We don't even have mangoes like that. No. News says absolute chaos. And then you look at somebody's just like legit. Somebody's like TikTok that they're making. Not even about the protest, just that they're making. You know they live in LA. And while they're making this protest, while supposedly the city's on fire. When we think about or talk about Donald Trump is the only thing successful reality TV. We don't know his mistakes. We don't know him from the casinos. We don't know him from the vodka or the bar. We don't know him from anything except true reality TV. Real estate.
merchant has just come to the zone and wants to trade with us.
30% TV. To bring the TV on it, none of these things would happen. These people would know each other, and then there's some that are 50-50. Like, I feel like Love Island is 50-50. You know what I mean? Love Island to me is because, look, even if there was no show, these are the people who would be hooking up with these people. Like, this is every time you watch a cast introduced to Love Island, you're like, that seems right. Like, that's who everyone goes for that's in that group anyway. They all seem happy. There's never, like, a guy in Love Island.
Spotted!
When he's standing up, when he's sitting down, he's very defined.
The building is no more.
These shows that are even mostly reality with a little bit of TV, just a little bit of producing to make sure it's polished enough for the people so that they can consume it and not be thinking about how they're on like a 5th episode of it, you know? And that's where Trump comes from. He comes from really good at making. That's what he's doing right now. Reality TV instead of governing. Because if he were governing...
Hostiles inbound!
Hey, try the double barbecue bacon crunch burger. Back for a limited time only. 2 juicy all-beef patties topped with melted American cheese,
Waiting orders.
bacon, tangy barbecue sauce, and crispy fried onions. It's a steakhouse burger without the sweet.
Let's do it.
And then some.
Operator.
You wash your whole body every day, so why don't you wash your whole mouth? Listerine and wash your mouth.
No goes nowhere. I guess that's where things get. Oh, yes, infectious. That step, that climb.
We're on the move.
Case to, and follow your yes and clear. Out of us.
Waiting orders.
Wait for yes.
Chevy Silverado HD,
Let's do it.
America's most dependable heavy-duty pickup. And the power to handle the hardest tasks. And Chevrolet, together let's drive.
And you really want to be smart about it, this dude would do what he does best. He'd just lie. Think about this. This man lies about everything. And this immigration thing is the only thing he's like actually trying to do. It's very weird.
Another one incoming!
Like, I just... It's a long walk, but stay with me for a second. As presidents go, most
Get up and earn your keep.
deportations have been going down. They were, I think, at least in recent memory, they were the last highest under Obama, but Obama did them all through the courts and everything. It wasn't just like a rounding up type of thing. And so then Biden had less, Trump even had less in his first term than Obama, and then now Trump, right now, even with the show, has less than he had the first time. And it's weird to me because in the campaign we were promised that there were millions. There were millions of illegal immigrant criminals. They were behind you. Have you checked your pants? They're in there too. They're under your bed. They're everywhere. You can't throw a constitution without hitting an illegal criminal alien. We were told that there were millions of them in the country. Yet somehow, when ICE really starts ramping up, because we're really doing this thing, it takes like a week before they were like, have you tried a school? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I can't find any. That's crazy. We got a couple that first week, but yeah, I guess there were only like 3,500 or whatever. I guess we're just gonna have to start going everywhere, and that's what they did. That's why. That's why it is the way it is, because ICE is over here trying to do this deportation, trying to grab people and everything, but I thought there were millions of illegal or criminal aliens. Why are you finding them all at work? Like, I just had no idea that my local taco spot was specifically MS-13 Tacos. I had no idea that Tra de la Larega, the gang I can't pronounce, I had no idea that that's what was like folding the clothes at Kohl's. Like, that's... Because that's what you've been... is warranted. ICE was trying to do their job. All of this mandated makes sense. That's what you've been told, and the thing is, you need to make a show out of it, because even with all the chaos, even with all the footage, it's still less. That's crazy. Even with you going around the court, it's less. That's wild. And it's still less, even with all this show going on. Because what isn't a show? What's actually reality is that people are being ripped away from their families. And these are hardworking people. These are people that have been here for a long time. These are a lot of people who are actually trying to do the right thing as hard as they possibly can. But the system is slow and it's imperfect. And then they get arrested by ICE at the courthouse for their hearing. When Trump could have just lied. He could have just been like, yeah, I did it. Who would say he didn't? Well, his fans would be like, he did it. He said he was going to do it, and he did it. I don't even know when he did it. That was so fast. Damn. Even the Democrats would be like, yay, you did it. Like, it's... the one time he doesn't lie. And so you have this ICE operation happening on these square blocks, these protesters clashing with ICE. ICE doesn't feel safe. They don't feel like they can make movements and everything. And so then, you know, the LAPD comes, and maybe the LAPD was there the entire time, I don't know, but the LAPD is there, and Trump sends in the National Guard. Now, he can't send in the National Guard just to, like, arrest people and, like, you know, crack skulls and everything like that. So what he does, he tries to get around it by deploying the National Guard just to protect these two buildings. But then they're there in case ICE feels like they need their help detaining out their operations, right? So, dangerous precedent, but whatever. So then, Trump wants to send in the National Guard, which everybody, not every single person, but most people were upset about, because the LAPD, in case you're not aware, from TV, from movies, or just from history, historically loves to whoop ass. That is their favorite thing. Whooping ass. Oh, it's their number one. And so when the LAPD found out the National Guard was coming, I know they were probably like, what? I didn't even get to... No, go ahead, send them. Yeah, go, you know what's best, send them in. No, you wanna do it. And the National Guard comes, and there's not a ton for them to do, because it's like 2 square blocks, no matter how many times they keep showing you the same footage over and over and over again of these things burning, of this, like, 3 stores that got looted. They show you the same thing over and over, but it's just not happening that way. And it's not that spread out. People are finding parking in Los Angeles. And so the National Guard gets there, and they're like, all right, yeah, that, okay. All right, so there's nothing to do, and you deployed us without making sure we had a place to sleep. So then, they're all on the floor. They're sleeping on the concrete with nothing to do, and everybody's mad now because National Guard didn't get LAPD can't whoop ass. National Guard here for no reason. And then Trump is like, send the Marines then. I know if you're in the LAPD, you're like, the Marines? The National Guard had to be like, the Marines? Even the Marines had to be like, the Marines? man, LAPD just sitting there like, I just want. It's whooping a little ass too much ass. But I know that it's very, very, very important to understand what's reality and what's TV, and not to confuse the two. And the way to combat reality TV being everywhere all the time is real connection with real people. I was able to call people or text people who were in LA that told me, no, I mean, there was parking at Trader Joe's. Everything actually pretty chill. And without that, I might honestly be like, I don't know, y'all. There were 3. I took it as a lesson. And I would hope that more people see the things that were happening in LA and make sure that outside of any news outlet you follow, outside of like any narrative that you make the choice to believe, because there are so many varying narratives for every event that you do have to make choices that above all of those things.
Building work done. Building work done.
Because talking to people is the real perspective that you need. When you talk to someone who's really going through the thing, no matter what it is, no matter what it is, even bigger than LA, even bigger than the protests, when you talk to someone, you finally get from their perspective right to the root of an issue, as opposed to whoever's talking over them. You know? And I think that for me, talking to my friend, this thing was not what it was being made out to be. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that something was starting in LA, and I think that thing is scary. I think that there's a push to make authoritarian moves and to see how far things can be bent and how much people can be pushed and pulled before they'll do anything about it. And I think that LA is a perfect test for that. Let's take something that's really just 2 blocks and let's make it look like it's the entire city. We'll see if they can move us. Let's send in all the cops we have, then the National Guard, then the Marines, and see how much people want that, if they go for it or not. So something is happening, and I would encourage every single one of you to hold on to everyone that you know. DC is one of those places where everybody is from everywhere, and everyone knows everyone everywhere else. And if you keep that type of global community together, you'll have no problem, in my opinion at least, distinguishing what's happening from what's not. Because you'll have people that you can talk to, people that are really going through the thing in real time. I'm not saying don't watch the news at all. Sometimes they have newscasters on there who they put in the hurricane. It's very entertaining. Yo, DC, y'all been fantastic. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Hey, and try the new Pilot Green Freeze, or limited time only. Refreshing Starry Lemon Lime Soda meets tropical flavors of passion fruit, orange, and guava, and creamy vanilla soft serve in a cool, sweet treat that's like a summer vacation for your taste buds.
Reporting.
In the mid-summer.
On my way.
Friday is coming July 8th to 11th with great deals on whatever you can into
Building complete.
This man really needs no introduction. He's one of the funniest people in America. He's blowing up on TikTok. Everybody put your hands together right now for the funniest man in America, Mr. Ray Jackson. Alright, this is another Power special in which no jokes get told. So let's say made up tonight. These are stressful because I want to lean on the shit I wrote last night.
try to just give you guys new creation. If you don't know what's happening right now, we're making up every goddamn thing. It's been on my mind since I woke up today. Okay? I'm gonna roast some people because you're sitting there. But I'm not crazy. I want you to know, if I look at you and you don't want to be roasted, look away. That's rule number one. You are in charge of your own destiny. If you want to get destroyed, lock eyes. I'm fucking with somebody that don't want to be talked to when the person behind you is damn near vibrating in their seat. I'd much rather talk to the people that are excited than the people that are just fucking up the show. Alright, glad you guys made it out, man. I appreciate it. She's wildly diverse. Are there any black people here? You sound like black people. Like, ish, kinda. The Klan ran in, they be like, just on your shirt as you work. Alright, so the 19 black people. I was saying, let's see. Okay, oh, alright, got your hair done like Sojourner Truth. People like for real. But I look like I've got the beating for my thighs. And ass. Alright, real quick, I want to say this. I usually say the rules of that first one, the look away. That's rule one. Rule two, if I look at you and you don't look away, and I start, if you don't like how it's going, look away, I'm going to say, it's too late. You miss your chance for immunity. Rule three is don't be worried about what other people going through down here. If somebody get destroyed, let it happen. Okay? I don't care if it's your loved one, your brother, sister, if it's your mama. If I get a hold of her ass, you gotta let it happen. It's the Crowdwork show. Don't be sensitive tonight. Thick skin, white women. Some thick skin. White women are always the first demographic to be like, hold on. I'm just a monster. I'm just trying to ask me what the holder.
Job
I'm the
done.
holder too. You sensitive, take your ass home and watch Dawson's Creek. Dawson's Creek was a lot of people's favorite show back in the day. I was looking at some interesting facts about Dawson's Creek this morning. I don't know why. But doing my research, I came across the mind-blowing fact that the first gay kiss ever recorded on television, like show broadcast television, was on Dawson's Creek. Did y'all know that? In the year 2000, 24 years ago, two white men kissed in the mouth. Angelina Jolie kissed her blood brother in the mouth on the red carpet. They French kissed. Now I didn't know that one. I saw that picture and was like, you bullshit. Now I love my sister. But not like that. I ain't gonna kiss my sister in the goddamn mouth. It was tonguing down. It was crazy. Y'all remember that? Y'all old enough? You old enough to remember that. You weren't paying attention to that kind of stuff 24 years ago? But you're definitely old enough that 24 years ago your hair was brown. Blonde? Okay. Everybody keep asking me what I think about the Cat Williams podcast on Club Shay Shay. I ain't never been asked something more in my life that had nothing to do with me. He didn't say my name, nobody was talking about me. Why does everybody want to know what the hell I think about what Cat Williams said? I don't give a fuck what Cat Williams said. In my opinion, if you watch that and that opened up your chakras, if you watch all 2 hours of that and you're like, I never do these things, fuck you paying. There was a whole Me Too movement. Harvey Weinstein is under the jail right now for trying to fuck everybody. He trying to fuck everybody. Me too. He ain't trying to fuck me, but it was called me too, because that's how many people he trying to fuck. So you know how many people you gotta fuck for everybody to be like, hey man, me too. You gotta pretty much just have your dick out, man. Dad was talking about the movie Friday and Friday after next. That shit came out. Today is the 24-year anniversary of that film. Exactly today, January 11th. And people watched that podcast and thought, this is wonderful new information. Ricky Smiley wanted to be in my role. Nigga, everybody wanted to be in your role. It was Money Mike. If you've ever been in a movie, everybody on a movie set want to be in the better spot. If you talking, you want to say more. If you're directing, you want to be the star. If you're the star, you want your next movie. What we doing that? They're like, please stop letting me walk back and forth. Please let me say something. My mama watching this shit, no? Go back over there and walk back across in the background. That's your job. That movie came out the same year that the two gay dudes kissed on Dawson Street. When I told you guys that fact, all your faces look like, who gives a fuck? So why don't we get fucked about all that other old shit he was talking about? 24 years ago, how old were you 24 years ago? You were 1 year old. Which means you weren't even born yet, because she look older than you. Yeah, right, that's what I just said with the dumb ass. I just said, you look older than him. I know it than him. That's what I just been saying. I don't know if I'm going too fast. Maybe I can give you some of this and you catch up to me. We were watching some shit last week and they were mind blown about some shit from when he was not born. He was in his dad's scrotum. As if the rest of comedy hasn't still been happening since then. I don't give a fuck about Ricky Smiley being somebody's grandmama in a film. I'm going on to it. Let's buy some tickets for 2024. He said people in Hollywood butt fucking. Newsflash, people that label it butt fucking. They butt fucking everywhere. If you don't want to be butt fucked, hold your booty hole. They butt fucking. If you got an asshole, don't go to Hollywood. How'd you get here? How'd you wife? They butt fucking. They butt fucking everybody. Me too. I'm just nobody butt fucking me, man. I'm just saying. You in control of your asshole. I don't know. Damn. I watched that whole thing. It was like, he ain't said nothing. I don't know. Steve Harvey had a fake hairdo. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. His hairline is crispier than mine right now. And my shit is spray painted on. If I sneeze in this bitch, my hairline's gonna be on the ground. You hear me? White people, this is not a real hairline. I paid $22 extra to have my shit be this crispy. You hear me? This is not my real name. I have to run to the car like a black city. Oh, these niggas straight, man. Oh. The fuck about Steve Harvey's hairline? Who did it? What about it? What's his business card? I didn't sit down with him for a minute. If I find out who did Steve Harvey hair, I'm getting a flat top too. Fuck that. Shit. He said he can run a sub 4340. I don't think y'all know how fast that is. He said he can run 40 meters in 1, 2, 3. He done. Run that fast too. Fuck y'all. How come he said everybody believed it? I said y'all were like, shit.
Construction complete.
Fat people faster than you eat. You ever race a fat person? As long as our needs don't go out, they be like, hey.
Waiting
Fat
orders.
people, we were always
On my
fat.
way.
We used to always be shape. How old are you? 20? You run 20 minutes. That's just. That means that you. 20 meters, my dick longer than that. If I folded it in half. You used to be in great shape, man. You was athletes. What? When you were 3? Based on how big you are now, you're about 240. Now, you were in construction? That's what you do. It's you and 2 little boys pushing shit around. What's your big ass name? Now?
Time to sleep, everyone.
Got an old black grandpa
Tomorrow's
now.
another day.
I've only met one criminal in my life. Bernell Whitaker. Huh? Yeah, you're a boxer, Bernell Whitaker. Yeah. And so who you with? Is this your family? Brad. Which one's your sister? Oh, y'all separated? You're like, I'm not seeing this young stupid ass. Bernell. Got the pushing P. And who is this right here? This
The
is
ill are turning into infected.
your husband? That's you always had to go cheap. Keep going
Another
out
one
after the
incoming.
night, you gonna go home and lay him on the nightstand. Where you from, man? I ain't never met no Samoan. You from Seattle? You can't just put your shit in. I'm from Seattle. Y'all some shit. Oh, goddamn. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. John, find me have toasted sandwiches. Chicken bacon, great. Try one a day.
Man, I'll destroy you.
Fort, spotted. There are some infected around here.
With 3-day grace period, US Cellular Prepaid keeps you connected to
There are
the
some
wireless
infected
house.
around here. Swarm incoming! Get ready!
Find worse rewards over the help of Stitch gift statues. No shopping required. It really is so easy. They'll send personalized picks from personal shopping to go-to cheapest return commitment, all on your set budget. Free shipping and returns always, with no subscription now at StitchFix.com.
Receiving. Waiting orders. Hostiles inbound. Operator,
Seattle, what's up, family?
reporting. Fort,
What's
spotted.
up, family? I'm in Seattle, man. Take them motherfuckers out so you can talk to me, man. You in the
On
front.
my way. Roger.
I'm just. You gotta talk through this team like a ventriloquist to keep them motherfuckers on. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I just out here with my girl. I don't want to open up my mouth.
Waiting orders.
My teeth fall out. God damn.
We're on the move.
They locked down.
Reporting.
You eat pussy with a man?
Roger. Going there.
I ain't pussy with a man. These must be brass.
Ready for action. Going there.
His whole mouth be green. That would be incredible.
Waiting orders.
What's your name, Oos? Huh? Rudy? Like the little
On my
football
way.
player? Nice to meet you,
Let's
Rudy.
do it.
Nice to meet you. Like the big football player? No, Rudy was a little white
They're
man.
breaking
I don't
into
know
our
if you
building.
know. Oh, you big Rudy. My name. No, I'm big Rudy, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I got hella homies. Dasher, Prancer, nigga. Y'all know Rudy is Rudolph. This nigga try to act cool.
Ready for
My
action.
name Rudy. No, your name is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Samoan Reindeer.
Roger.
Playing all the
Let's
reindeer
do it.
rockers. Saucy.
The work ain't gonna wait for us. Let's get to it.
We got Asian family. Hello. How you do? Yes. Are you looking away? Is that on purpose? You the way you are. Can't see see your pupils and your eyes are too tight. Open them up, goddamn. What kind of Asian are you, man? He opened them, so he's like, what they got stuff like that. Your family stop fucking with you. Get out of here, round eye. You don't like you, round eye. What's your name, Mark? Lawrence? This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. Everybody I talk to got an old black man name. This is the first Asian I ever met named Lawrence. Oh, is that your real name or that's the one you picked? I'm not saying it in a racist way. Asian people need to pick their name when they get here. So it's something we can pronounce. Because shit shower is hard to say it. Lawrence is your birth, it's on your birth certificate? Really? So your mama looked at a baby little Asian. And you were adorable too. You're like, mama. I apologize. I'm sorry for making I'm sorry. But Lawrence, with your black ass, I'm sorry that I made the baby Asian cry hi-ya. I am so sorry. I'm sorry. You deserve better from me, okay? But your mama was holding the baby you. She was like, love it. Wow, in the Matrix, Lawrence Fishburne, Lawrence of Arabia. It's a VCR film. That you call it a VCR film. Have you ever been in a blockbuster in your life? It was a VCR film. A VCR film. Not only that, you're named after an Arabian man. I'm afraid to ask the rest of the tape. Is this your family member here? Friends. Okay. You guys know his name is crazy, correct? You just found out right now, like, oh, I didn't know. Lawrence is a normal name, huh? And what's your name, sweetheart? Huh? Angela? Okay. I don't know. It's a black auntie name, too. Only know 2 Asian Angelas. There's Angela Yee and Angela Lee. What's your dad's name? Tron. That's Vietnamese, eh? Are you Vietnamese? Him too? You darker than her, you be outside a lot. What do you guys do for a living? I've never seen a Vietnamese person outside the casino. What do you do? Real estate? Shut up. Commercial or residential? Both. Damn, who never did that? Shit, what about you, Angela? You work in a hospital? What you do? You collect the papers, you nurse, what you do? Registration. So collect the paper. So come here, better here from the picture for the house. Larry. Larry the Asian guy. You have no cable? You want some more cable? Larry the cable guy, the Asian cable guy. Everything's bootleg. WWE starring the cable. You don't watch it for the rock. You don't have the rock. You have the cable. I'm just trying to watch the movie Rudy. We don't have Rudy. We have Big Rudy. Rudolph. You have to go keep it out. Oh, my friend. You eat the pussy after Jay. Jade is a population, so that's great. And so then there's, wait, you're not Asian, you're something else in there. What do you see like? Why'd you whisper it? Shit. You're white. You know what kind of white? Have you done this shit? You ain't got no idea. Just white, just out here for the show. Give a fuck what kind. You're what kind of white? I'm white. All right. And so you're Lawrence's your girlfriend? Is this a couple? Yeah. How did y'all meet? In high school. You was starting a football team. Lawrence to the 10 to 5. You played sports in high school, Lawrence? What you play?
Travel basketball.
You play basketball? Oh shit. Journey? You got me on the journey in this bitch, huh? Yeah, what they call you? A nickname?
There's no way in sight.
They call me Shirley Lynn, bro. It's fucking racist. Did you embrace it? Like, maybe hit a 3, you were like, it's rice time, motherfucker. And run off. Man, what time is it? Rice time, bitch. Fuck you. Black boy, I hate you. Score in your face. The other team has scouted the entire other team, headed into the game. The coach like, star point guard of the team. You guys gotta make sure you guard him. His name is Lawrence. So Lawrence was checking into the game. He walked up to the stand. Hello. But no, Lawrence is checking. I love this. It's time is a nice time, motherfucker. Put me in. Yeah, hell, 3 pointers. Wah. 7 point. I'm trying to pass out oranges so everybody can reboost their immune system. That nigga eat sushi. You got mandarins. Every time you eat one, he speak Mandarin. That's funny. You ever ate orange with chopsticks? You have? You peel the skin off and then pluck out the little segments with chopsticks?
And you don't want to get the hands dirty.
You don't want to get your hands up? You're the most Asian I've ever met. And all the Asians I've ever met. And I've been to Asia, nigga. You out Asian the Asians that I've met in Asia. Lawrence. So what's your girlfriend's name? You can talk to her for a minute. Huh? What? Shoes with the skates in the back? That's the shoes where you can walk in when you get on your heel and you move around, right? Yeah. You do real estate as well? No. Nursing. So you work with her. She's a different department actually. She wants to do shit. She collects papers at the stables and shit. I'm actually stabilized by the places. So it's nice to meet you, man. It's nice to meet you, big boy. And what was your name? I don't think I asked you.
Building work done.
Yeah, it's coming down later. Thank you. Yeah, can you do me a favor so I know that you're enjoying the show? Could you let your top button go? You look like you should. I don't know why you got your shit button all the way to Jesus Christ's waistline. And you can just relax your neck. Nelson in the midline, he about to get audited. All the numbers are where they're supposed to be. Relax, man. Don't do that top button, man. Let your neck out there, boy. How'd you get that shirt on? You want to, you didn't know who like me. No, man,
We finished construction.
People spotted. Armed and dangerous.
Is that the thing? Y'all think that people must be? Hold up. And she ain't got no name on. And I told you you're going to ask what money. Can you call the DJ? Because it's a ticket name. I just want to make sure.
We're missing resources.
This is crazy. We're vegans, man. Did you know that? Now you Asian, you something else. It's all that's me.
The A&W, try the double barbecue bacon crunch burger. For a limited time only. 2 juicy all-beef patties topped with melted American
We
cheese,
finished
smoky
construction.
bacon, tangy barbecue sauce, and crispy fried onions.
Construction ready.
It's a steakhouse burger without the steakhouse price. And then some. Booking.com has all kinds of steaks, because some love a sunny resort, and others, not so much. Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
The most critical missions require high-performance 3D printed parts. Xometry delivers. Access all of the additive services you need, engineered for resilience. Get your additive quote today at xometry.com.
I really did the void mirrors, and now I see a mirror and I'm like, hello, gorgeous.
No goes nowhere. But yes, is when things get home. Yes takes that chance, that step, that climb. When your phone case can, and you follow your yes
Building
anywhere.
complete.
OtterBox, made for yes.
Perfect dog. Hey, this is Queen here. Yeah, I'm standing.
6 months.
6 months. Of what? Together?
Just together.
Construction ready.
It's more than that? This is not, we ain't just fucking around. We keep together for something. And then, some gold. And she's fired up and lunch. Boy, man. You Mexican too, ain't you? Okay, okay. So how did y'all meet? What's the Mexican love story? Muy pesca? No, that's plenty of fish. What happens on
Job done.
Yeah.
Construction ready.
Hey, is everybody okay, man? Real shit. And I need the answers to make sense first. For me to connect the shit and make the shit fun.
Construction ready.
What app did you get on She's from Yakima? It is not what the fuck I asked you, sir. I did not say Don De Va. Nigga, I said, what app did you meet your girl on? And you say she's from Yakima. Incorrect. Is there a She's from Yakima app? If there's an app called She's from Yakima, I will shut up. But, I mean, at least 10 minutes has gone by before I heard a stupider answer to that. How would you meet your queen, bro?
I slid her DM.
You slid in her DMs. On what app? Shit. Instagram? Alright. Shit. What was she doing that you slid in? How did, like, tell me the clip.
Wrap it up, folks. Time to call it a day.
How you see her picture?
Just going on the floor.
You all the time. What was, did you have a hashtag in it? Like hashtag Black Mama or like Rose? Because I'll be on the Explorer page. I don't see no Mexican. Maybe it's my algorithm. I'm just trying to figure out. You put hashtag girlfriend to be like, what did you search? And she was in there dancing. Typing dance or typing.
The ill are going mad.
You said bailas, which is dances. So you typed in baila. And when you clicked it, she was on there getting loose. El Chicanazo, El Chicanazo, El Chicanazo, niggas así. And you were like, oh shit. Muy please, tap tap. What dance was you doing on there? With the Yakima girl dance algorithm.
It's Friday, Marbella.
Yeah. I know. Which is a